Alright, internal examination summary, external examination summary. Clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots, white briefs. The make of the brief is borbardine, I think. Let's see, he turns the body onto its side, check the underwear label. See, it's happening. Borbardine, yes, inexpensive, size M, color white. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. That she was expecting something more lurid. The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire, if you were to keep them for yourself, as you ought to. You have deserved them more than anyone else. I would not keep the boots. That was not my idea. Was that the plan? Is that the reason I want the boots, to keep them? I don't want the boots. Write it down. Fuck it. I don't want the fucking dead guy's boots. They're gross. The boot has a serial number. It twists the dead man's foot. It's that. The lines between the plates are in the shape of alphanumerical. The numbers are the number is purposely concealed by the design. Tattoos, he stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is a single continuous tattoo resembling a national pattern. It reaches down from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photo of the markings to be added. Man, I'm the assistant. What the fuck happened to this shit? The photo's taken. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around its neck, tied with a hangman's knot, color yellow, length 3 meters. There's a buckle on the other end. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Oh, so this is snow. Oh shit, it was raining and now it's snowing. Has this... I'll have to check back in the recording, but I don't know if this all was here before. I know there was sort of snowing, right? Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. He kneels down to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back short. Touch the corpse hair before moving on. Write it down. Yeah, I'm not touching. I don't have gloves on. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Fucking low velocity, chink chonk. Jesus Christ. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Can somebody get these fucking kids out of here talking about Kuno's velocity? Lieutenant pays no head. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest consistent with predation. Put him in for high velocity. Were they high velocity? Let's just say low velocity. Look at your mark. The lieutenant proceeds a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. Steel wiring. He concedes. Beneath, there's not much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get the ligature mark. Just need the right tool. Chain cutters. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters. Good thing. Pull out. Always good to think ahead. Now he points to the rope side, seizing the dead man's neck. You need to cut the belt. See the ligature mark carefully with as much precision as you can. See, my pig is gonna fuck its head off. My pig. This fucking guy. No wait, Kuno, see, looks blaze. Your pig's boring as fuck. Yes, I'm Kuno's pig. I agree. Ooh, this isn't great. Let's look for a good spot to cut. The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges of like white bread rising from the yeast. I didn't even get a +1 from that. Fuck it! Oh, shit. Fuckity fuck. Failure, you jam the cutters right on the knot. It seems like a smart idea. Yes, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep within the man's flesh. You rotate to get a better hold, then... fuckity fuck. Lieutenant looks somewhat worried. You summon the power words to your aid. Rotate some more. Ooh, man. Really, really bad smell is coming from there now, and it's some kind of cracking. Enough, cut some. Fagar. Corpse fucking time. Told you my pig was hardcore. Item cutter's lust. He steps in and takes the chains from you. I think I should have a go before I have the strategy. Fuck it. Let him cut. He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts with his elbow to the knee for precision. Snap, the knot is slashed. Another cut from the belt falls apart in the flower banquet, revealing the dead man's neck and then dark red lignature marks around it. Hey, thanks, you gave him back. Here he hands you back the chain cutter's back and kneels over the body, running his fingers along the dark red groove until he comes into a gap. The rope rises to a point, he says, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck on the nape. Hemorrhaging is observed in the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced because this is when the drop from 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia pulls down the man's underpants. And now it's gonna happen, see? I fucking knew it! This is clearly what they've been waiting for ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. Wow, fucking roasted. No evidence of injury. Write it down and move on. Back is symmetrical and intact. He struggles to turn the corpse onto its side. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There is a combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. From wounds sustained from over maybe dispersal accumulation indicates long and active combat duty. Scarring is extensive way more than a lot of officials. He nods. We have a real museum here of battles wars. Write down last item, hands. He takes the man's right hand and inspects it, then moves on the other hand. Lieutenant look around. Hands are clean. He expects the wrist, no sign of recent struggle. Were you expecting any? I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Honestly, that stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Write it down. Still can't ask for how are you, dead man? How are you doing, dead man? Dead man, how are you? Alright, let's move on to the eternal examination. Central nervous system, he says, and concludes abruptly. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it, a moral of the story. If I may add the moral of the story, what would that be? He looks at you inquisitively. The man looks too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of the story. The brain is very vulnerable to compromises of its own blood system. The lieutenant grins. I think that may very well be the moral of every story, officer. Right in A. Good purge fluid is coming from... Yeah, from now on, if you give me a word like Mitchell Musso skeleton, I'm just going to go... Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. He gets close to the mouth hole, eyes squinting from the stench. Not injury-related, eyes and tongue some of these words I fucking know, I swear to God. Protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hands to the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the back of the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, back and vicious. Yeah, jack that fucker off. Jesus fucking Christ, these kids. The void is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeleton system is intact, unremarkable. Write it down. Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry the dead man's jaws. Respiratory system, he stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim was received dental implants, possibly after combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present. The mucus of the lips and mouth. Sure, let's look inside. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness within. It's humid in there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like throwing up straight in the mouth. Look deeper. Oh, it's horrid. You taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps up a little something from your stomach into your mouth. You're forced. Oh. Hang on, so wait. Don't let the world kill you. Does this... Okay, so I need to level this one up next, because I don't want to die immediately. Inside, just a mess of meat darkness. Mute silence as always. Thank you, Inland Empire, for your help. The lieutenant lets go of the jaws. The mouth snaps before you. Hemorrhaging present in the mucus, he repeats impatiently. Write it down. He wipes his brow. Don't we have anything? He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. Are you... write down NA. Same for toxology and serology. Both? Unless you have untyped reservoirs of knowledge in there, the completion is something we could still do. Right in A. Cardiovascular, the body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood is gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypocystis is consistent with hanging. Write it down. Gastroenterology, breathe the sigh again. This is the last view on the list. He looks around and pulls the feces there. This will do. He touches the corpse below the lower abdomen briefly. He says, disgusted. Semi-solid fluid in the stomach, voila. Write it down, omit the voila. What's next? Well, what's next is we are going to take a break from this. Oh, cute little autosave. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.